what that compound V's put a tomb in my head.
What was I working on?
Don't know.
A virus spread around the world and made all the monkeys smart. Womp womp.
What? Now everyone's dead.
Everyone is dead.
Everyone's dead.
We're recording.
Sirius Black
Oh.
didn't die. He's still alive. I forgot he was in this film completely.
I don't think he's still alive.
Oh yeah.
It's a very short rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very sure.
Sometimes.
Dawn of the
Sorry.
Planet of the Apes of the Planet of...
Dawn of.
Dawn of the War, the Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Dawn of the... It's too long of a title.
Dawn the
Or
Apes.
of the this is known as the of the trilogy, so you know what I mean.
Is it the
Mm.
of the...
Of
Yeah,
the-
I call
Of
it
the of the of the...
of the.
Matt
Of the.
Reeves, the of the trilogy.
The of...
Yeah.
Hmm. Lord of the Rings trilogy, before trilogy, of the trilogy. You know what I mean?
Is Lord of the Rings not part of the of the trilogy?
Well, Lord of the Rings is Lord of the Rings, Amy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you intersperse them. You watch Fellowship, then the first Planet of the Apes.
Although
forth.
Return of the King is part of this franchise.
So
you know?
just
Would you
that
put
one.
Silence of the
Yeah,
Lambs, would you put that in there?
Silence of the Lambs is definitely on there.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the
Guardians of the
Galaxy,
Galaxy, parts 1 and 2.
Caesar has
And
to fly
3.
through space to drop the ring into fucking nowhere or whatever it's called. Caesar's like. "Duh, duh, 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 duh."
Oh.
Oh, man.
Closely pursued by Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
That's my favourite
Oh.
movie of all
Silence
time.
of the planet, galaxy,
Of the...
Silence of the planet of the galaxy of
the
the
rings.
rings.
Lord Silence of the planet galaxy.
Call of Bondulance. I'm having a strong...
We have
Go.
ascended into
As per usual.
yeah.
Madness is the best way to be.
Yeah.
It is. It truly is.
Madness is just genius that isn't
Genius.
recognised.
So,
Yeah.
madness is subjective.
I
I'm
don't
sane.
think it...
I don't think it is.
So, apes
Monkey
together
film.
strong.
It's
Monkey film.
Oh.
Apes.
This is top of the list already because it has monkey on horse with 2 machine guns.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Yeah.
That was something I never thought I would see.
Well, should we rank it
And
number
now
one?
you have.
Let's go.
Rank it number
Straight at the top.
1.
Yeah.
I love that on that. I love that there was. I didn't remember this. I love that there was another scene involving monkeys overturning a bus in this film.
Oh my god. Not
when they're in
another
the
one.
cage and they
Do you reckon it's the same bus that they did?
the gorilla sort of was like, hang on a minute. What are you doing the right
Number
way
7.
around?
Wait a damn minute.
Yeah.
Right, what do we think of this film?
Who's seen it before? Well, I mean, I've seen it before. I meant to say who hasn't seen it before.
I
Who
haven't
hasn't?
seen it.
I have not
Okay.
seen it.
Okay, so it's boys versus girls.
Boys
Very-
versus girls.
Very old-fashioned.
I'm gonna go first. I'm due to a conversation that happened before you were here because you were late.
May
Obviously.
call me out on the chat, but that's fair.
I fucking love this film, to be honest. I really love this film. Like, I liked Rise, and then when I watched this the first time, I was like, oh shit, this is what Planet of the Apes is. Like, this is what it can be.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's gorgeous. I think human characters are so. Some of them are so likable, but others you kind of understand where they're coming from anyway, even if you don't like them. Cobra is the one of the best movie villains I think of all time, to be
Evil.
honest with you.
He's
Yeah.
pure evil.
Cobra is the embodiment of evil. It's just
Apes
follow Cobra. It's just fucking cool.
Caesar, weak.
And I think I think it's such an up in quality with the CG as well, where
Mm.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah.
there's I wrote the note in the beginning where Maurice and Caesar are having a conversation, and it's like a close up of Maurice, and it's like you can see like all the individual like pores on his face, and I'm just like
Mhm.
fucking hell, man, like
Mm.
this is craziness,
Mm-hmm.
craziness.
I love Maurice. He's my favorite.
He's my favorite. I love him
Maurice is
so much.
run, He's just
Run.
run. Yeah, I love Maurice, man. Yeah, like just the sense of dread throughout the film, even when they're having happy moments, you're just like,
Mm.
this is gonna not last long at all. Something is gonna happen, and that something is Cobra.
This is the
Yeah.
dawn of the war of the Planet of the Apes.
Apes.
Something's
Dawn
always
of
going to go
War.
down.
For them to eventually rise, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
one of my notes is my stress
form a
levels are
kingdom.
way too high right now, and there's still an hour left of the movie. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't like this.
I loved the bit where Cobra just went like up to those guys and was just pretending to be like a silly little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, because he was the performing monkey, wasn't he, in the
Yeah.
first film that was saved from the circus, wasn't he?
Hmm.
Well, I say saved.
Yeah.
broadly.
Mm. I remember thinking that was one of the most unsettling things that I think I'd seen in a
Yeah.
film.
Mm.
When I first watched that, just that the switch over to like gun down, I was like,
It was like so like in
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
so
It kind of
you know
gives
what's
us
coming, and you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but like, oh, yeah,
just
Fucking
stress,
right.
man.
Yeah,
Stress.
and what like not to do with Cobra, but Gary Oldman's character.
Mhm.
When I think of this film, the human dude that was in charge of everyone,
Yeah, kind
Not-
of in charge of everyone. Yeah.
not the main dude. I think he's Malcolm. I think.
Mm.
Yeah, the
Mm.
one with the
The
guy with
glasses,
like
yeah.
fucking Sirius Black and
Gary Oldman, yeah.
Commissioner
who's
Gordon.
him? Commissioner Gordon from Batman.
Yeah.
It was when I think of this film, the first thing I think about is him like opening up his iPad and just
Oh.
seeing his kids,
Oh.
and I was like,
Mm.
oh my
Yeah.
god, like that's what it is. Isn't it? It's like,
Brutal.
it's been 10. Did they say like 10 years since
10
they lost
years,
power
yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
Like proper power is just
Oh.
real sad. And you're like, oh,
Mm.
he's not a bad guy. Carver, although he shot the monkey in the first place. or
No,
the ape.
no, I disagree. Carver can die in a
He's
hole.
but you spent 10 years like with these apes basically being like a myth, and then you see two in person.
I
You're
get,
like, oh,
I
shit.
get the first bit where he's like, "Oh shit, they're there. I don't know
Oh,
what to do."
after that, yeah, he's a dickhead.
After
but
that,
100%.
and he keep,
Yeah.
and it's the bit where they're all sat and they're all having their meal, and he's like, "Absolutely not. Fuck these monkeys," even though the monkeys hadn't done anything at this point. And then
Yeah.
he's like,
Mm.
"Oh, I guess I'm the asshole," and you're like, "Yes,
Yes,
yes,
you are.
you
yeah.
are."
Yes, you are.
And then,
But
and then you are the
subvert
reason.
it. They do subvert it where the main baddie isn't a human like you thought it would be. It's a fucking ape that you thought
Yeah.
were all the good
Yeah.
guys, and they're all going to be sick and lovely, and then this cobra comes in, and it's just like,
Oh.
oh shit, he's the bad dude.
Because that's the thing. He looks evil in the first one. Like his just
Yeah.
appearance
Mm.
looks menacing, but
He
he's
looks like a bad guy.
he looks like, but he's kind of in the first film. He's kind of just chill. He kind of just sits where he's supposed to sit. He uprises when he's supposed to uprise. Follows Caesar. It's fine.
Uprising when he's
Good-
supposed to uprise.
You know what I
Good
mean?
monkey
But
cobra.
then,
amazing.
but then, like the second film, you're like, oh, he's like getting a bit angsty, and then it's just fucking. It's
And
the
then
it's the moment where he like shoots Caesar, and you
Mm.
see his face before, like looking at him before he does it, and the recognition on Caesar's face, and then just his evil, menacing look, and you're like,
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah.
Ape
Yeah.
don't kill other ape.
Ape
It's
don't.
there's two moments for me where I think he tells, is it Ash? I think Blue Eyes friend, to kill the human on the stairs,
Yeah.
and he just grabs Ash and just
Oh.
chucks him over the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then later when the explosion happens on the tower, and you see Caesar and Maurice like trying to help people up, and then
Yeah.
Cobra does it, but grabs the gun and just lets the thing fall back down on the ape. I was like, fuck, man, like he's just
evil, evil,
yeah,
evil.
like Caesar right, like you are just for Cobra and you're not for rape and whatever.
Cobra, fight for Cobra.
And then it's just
Yeah.
at the end, he's still so delusional because when Caesar's holding him at the end, and Cobra's like, "Ape, don't kill ape," And you're like, how do you think you're going to be redeemed in this moment?
Yeah.
Like, because he
Yeah.
always does the thing where he asks for forgiveness, and Caesar always does it, like the little hand gesture thing.
Mm.
And I think
Yeah.
he thinks like, oh, I'm gonna get this again, and Caesar's like, fuck no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done saving you.
Yeah.
One ape.
Yeah.
Great reference to another great film, which hopefully we roll.
Which
No.
one? Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I know. Cobra, not ape. Great fucking film.
Oh.
Yeah.
Such a good film.
Not good without subtitles, I will say. No, I found the subtitles after a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took you
Couple
10 minutes to find
What did these monkeys say to each other?
Yeah. So why is subtitles not like embedded into the movie? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, Disney Plus, man. I mean, me and Jake watch things with subtitles on
Yeah, me
all
too.
the time. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
The main dude in this film, I like the main dude.
Yeah.
He's just there. He's just out for the monkeys. He just wants to help,
Well, it's
Mhm.
peace.
even after he's lost everything. It was nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
He was just a nice
I think-
guy. Like,
Share the world, you know.
Mhm.
that's what we need. We don't
Peace
need
and love.
ape wars. We need happiness.
Mm. That is the only downside I think to this film is that the kind of the second third for me is very much like ape do good thing, trust human, human mess up, don't trust ape. Ape don't trust human, then ape do bad thing, and it's kind of that like back and forth. Like I get it because it builds the tension, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, cool, they're doing something wrong again. Let's go.
Yeah. You say that.
But
That's what
I like the way that they did it. It wasn't always the same thing. But yeah, it was a little bit back and forth on that bit.
Yeah. Just gonna say something.
No, that makes sense.
All of my thoughts have gone out of my head.
Yeah.
That's
I think
really helpful for this kind of,
Let's go
media
to the
where we
next.
where we discuss.
I loved this film. I did, and I said I think last week that for me these next two are a massive step up, and I still stand by that. And even the beginning, like Bruce was saying about the quality of the like the CGI and all that.
Yeah.
Like just look at Caesar's face, that opening shot of his eyes, like
Oh,
the start of that. I was like, God damn, yeah, because there's a part of it's like I think this film is about like 10 years old now, and there's a part of me that thinks like, okay, I remember it being a lot better and looking a lot better, but is that Will just has a point of not sticking around for my points anymore, and there's no way this isn't
Oh.
planned.
My mum is calling it. There we go.
oh God, no!
Hopefully be back soon. I don't know. In a bit.
His mum obviously heard me talking.
Yeah, and was like,
Obviously.
quick, gotta get him out of there.
Got it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, upon rewatch, seeing how well it holds up still, I was really glad. And I thought this film was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene at
Good
the
one,
end
yeah.
as well, when it's just all of the monkeys in the like abandoned thing, and they all kind of part ways for Caesar. I like that shot.
And it
That's very
ends
nice.
with the same right up on Caesar's face.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, especially, I don't know, I've just thought about this. All right, at the beginning, it shows Caesar with the war paint. What in God's name is that noise?
Yourself.
Are you just running your fingers over your keyboard? Have you bought a typewriter? Just. Oh.
No, it was
over
Thumber
now.
talk. It was Thumber talking. It had to be
Can
done.
Can we follow Cadbury now on our next?
Yeah, we can. Cadbury's is now
Cadbury's is next.
on the following list.
Yeah. So yeah, the thought I just had was the opening shots of Caesar's eyes again, right? And he's got all the war paint on, and he very clearly looks like he very clearly looks like an ape, and he very clearly, and the start of the film is that very much like apes this way, humans that way, and that's what And the end of the film ends with Caesar going like, maybe apes aren't all good and we're not all better, and I see we got a lot more common than we thought, and we see the good and the bad from apes and humans, and the conflicts and all that. It ends with a shot of his eyes again. No makeup, no war paint or nothing. And it goes in so close that I thought at the end, I was like, you can't tell when it goes far enough. You can't tell that this isn't a human or an ape, and I
Yeah.
think that's it plays into that idea so well of like by the end of it, it's like the lines are blurred. They're not such separate things. These guys are so much more similar than they realized, and
Yeah.
on that we thought at the beginning of the film as well. And I fucking love that detail. If that's even the case, I don't know. But I love when a film can make you think that that could be the case.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, I suppose anything that you want to believe is the case because it's all up to interpretation anyway.
Yeah.
I believe that Caesar is a magical little fairy,
Yeah.
and he holds a special place in my heart.
Absolutely. I nearly cried when he died, and I was glad that I didn't because he didn't.
I did think. I mean, I remembered that he didn't die, but I did think, wow, that would have been an interesting watch if that was how they killed him off. Like because that would have like
Yeah.
I wonder what that film would have been like. I love the film they made, and normally that bugs me when you think they killed off the character, but oh no, they're not. But I think it was done really well in
Yeah.
this instance. But I do
Yeah.
wonder, like, I wonder how that. I mean, the film would have played out. It would have just all gone to shit in war and blah blah
And
blah.
It
Koba
would have
would
gone
have
to
won.
shit because
Yeah,
no
it's just
one
an
would have stepped up
interesting.
for Koba.
Yeah,
No.
but I just thought, as in, a part of me almost would have loved, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad with the direction it took, and he would have just, there wouldn't have been the rest of the film if he hadn't been alive. But what a cold way to sort of end that character.
Yeah. If he would
Um,
just got shot by Cobra.
yeah, just like one glance, bam, done, and you think you're following Caesar for this film. It's so well done.
Yeah, I think the because there's obviously a third film,
Yeah.
and you go into like if you're watching it now, you go into it knowing that there's a third film. You're kind of like, oh, I've
Yeah.
seen him in the poster for the other one. I don't think
Yeah.
he's dead. But yeah, but it could have just been his son,
Yeah.
which I think it's really funny that this film, um, basically to, I think the only reason that his son gets attacked by the bear at the start is so that he has scars, so that we know that's
We can
the
identify
sun
him.
monkey. That's
Yeah.
a different monkey from everyone else.
Beautiful face.
There's often a thing like that if you've got a lot of
He
characters that are
did, to be
similar, then
honest.
you always notice the moment when
Yeah.
they get marked up.
I think he does, like if he just his face, he does have quite a distinguishable face from the other
And the
monkeys.
blue eyes, I suppose,
And
as well.
yeah.
But from a distance, you probably want something
Oh yes. Yeah.
to really
His
identify.
character, like his whole thing, where the sun is like when they like march on the thing, and the sun's just looking round at all of this like chaos. It feels like a genuine war film, like a World War One, World War Two esque film, where you get that moment of the character going, "What the fuck is going wrong?" But this time, it's with monkeys
It's got money.
that end up driving tanks. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good story as well. The sort of the symbolism for this film and how much you can sort of pull from it,
Yeah.
and how much it relates to us and literally what's happening in the world, like even right now, what's happened for years and years. Like it's so well done, and it makes you think, it makes you consider all sides of everything. And this film, what I love that it does so well is that every character I can have some element of sympathy for, even if I really
yeah,
scream. Even the arsehole human, he is a product of this
being
world that he's in.
isolated. Yeah,
Yeah, and everything's shut down, and the only misinformation that it was all the ape's fault, and the only source that he had was from whatever he's grown up with. And so even when someone else tells me, he's like, yeah, but how do you know that? Because there's no way to Google this or whatever anymore, and this is the influence I've had. And sometimes you have people who are so hurt by something that even when they see whatever, they can't shake that like otherness and all that. And like so him, Koba, the Gary Oldman, all these characters sees like everyone's flawed and you get it, and everyone has that link to their humanity that you can see it
yeah.
lost. But I love that in the film. I love that you know the good guys are and you know the bad guys are, but I love that it's not
It's not just like
straight up.
bad.
Yeah,
Bad guy be bad.
yeah. Even having Koba has a lot more progression to that point than I remembered as well. Like even having him start off the film and be like, "I am sorry, I shouldn't have disrespected you, and I do,"
Yeah.
and all that. It's very well done. You see his lead, and he is a product of his torture from humans. So you could argue he's the bad guy of the film, but humans are the bad guys because they did it to him in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love fucking complex characters.
Yeah, it is nice. I also like the use of the sign language in the films, and they kind of don't have they have like minimal music in the background, but it's still very like silent when they're doing the sign language, which is nice. But you're still like, I mean, once you find the subtitles, you're still very interested in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like
I
how they
I
do
loved
that.
there was one bit of sign language which I think it was like Maurice or someone, and he did like guns, but he went like, and
Yeah.
I just love that little like. That was really good. Yeah,
That's funny.
I love films that are set in this sort of thing as well, like post-apocalyptic, like The Last of Us or something. I mean, just
Yeah.
an aesthetic as an idea, I think it's so entertaining, so interesting. You see like a building that's partly covered, and you kind of recognize there's a little crack of this, whatever. Or when you hear a little thing about something being an outbreak of whatever, I always think that's really interesting. And the less info sometimes that they give you, the better.
Yes, I agree with that.
I forgot that there was this there was a substantial bit of exposition at the beginning, but I didn't mind it. I thought it was
The
no problem.
one line that I didn't like that I wrote down is the worst piece of exposition I've ever heard. Is when they're in the car driving back from seeing the monkeys, and the singular woman character again just turns and goes, "But we're all genetically immune. We're fine." And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, thank
So
you
we
for
know
telling
that.
me that information.
Yeah. That could have been a more interesting plot, but like she lost her daughter. It could have been interesting if in some way there was something identifiable in the humans that came out that were immune to it, and something maybe
I mean, if it's a genetic
identifiable.
immunity, how are your kids not immune to it when you are?
That's true. I didn't
I
think
know.
about that.
I mean, unless it's, I don't know, unless it's like any sort of disease or disability or something, like you have the chance to pass it on.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like that, like maybe it depends. Maybe they had like a 75%, 25%, all that sort of shit, to pass it on. But that could have been an interesting thing of like a maybe some point in there, like if they hadn't just gone, oh, we're all immune. If you had some sort of identifiable feature or something where like maybe newborn kids since then, like had like a little fleck of whatever in their eyes or missing something unusual or something. And then that's why her daughter died. Or I don't know, we just see that in the world of like some kid or something. And then maybe, Caesar can relate to that because he's got a little kid or something. I don't know. I would have maybe liked something like that. Now you brought it up, something like that, as opposed to just, we're all immune.
We're all immune. Did you not know?
It's chill. Don't worry about it. But they're not immune to monkey gruff, gruff, rawr, are they? So,
big monkey.
big
Monkey gruff gruff.
monkey gruff, gruff.
That's all the sounds that monkey make. Monkey.
Monkey gruff gruff.
I studied this film, so there you go.
You studied this film, not monkeys, just this film.
Just this film.
You're immune to
I
that.
ignored
You're
all the
immune to
monkey
this.
parts.
Punch, right, and kiss.
Left, right, good night.
Thought Caesar was dead, and they all started like howling and.
Oh.
Woof woof.
No.
All the noises the monkeys make. I paid attention. Yeah. Goddamn.
I like the little bit where they went back to the house. I liked that little connection.
I didn't like that bit.
Why not?
Did you not?
Because how can you be nostalgic for something that released 2 years ago? It's just like, if it's too early for the cheap callback. He's like, oh, Caesar, why are we here? He's like, Caesar home. And it's just like, yeah, but you hated that gaff. Like,
I get that, but like it's
the one place that he felt
one
in the city.
But it's abandoned. James Franco isn't there. He didn't sign on for
But you get
film.
the little video of him being like, "Oh, Caesar's so nice," and then he gets to be like,
I think it kind of worked. I think it worked for me in a way of like the whole like humans and apes and everything. I think it reminded Caesar in that moment of like, shit, yeah, like look at this. This is a good dude, and I've forgotten it. But for me, I didn't feel it so much of like, okay, we're going back to the house. I felt because the characters in world it had been 10 years. I didn't mind that. I think I would have felt that more if it had been a couple years and things. I'd be like,
and that James Franco was still there, and you get a weird cameo of James Franco.
Yeah.
Hey Caesar.
I'm here.
With his eyes closed. They're never open. I'm back. Caesar.
Because then I like it because then they like because his son goes to the house and gets to see where he was brought up and why they've escaped, and then when the son goes to break them out, he uses the little window as the sign of like.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that. I like the symbol of the window more than I like the house in general. I like because that was his one bit of freedom,
Yeah.
and then he uses that throughout. I like that.
Mm.
Sweet.
I like that laugh.
Oh,
So I just popped into my head.
Justin
the
Bieber.
the moment when they get the electricity back on and they listen to that song,
Mm.
Mhm.
it really just hits, doesn't it? Like how much you depend on all that stuff and how much you miss it, and like just it's such a strange concept to think of. Like, wow, if there could be a point where for 10 years you don't hear like a proper song. And like I just thought of like something like the Beatles or something. Do you know, imagine going 10 years and then suddenly you get to hear like the Beatles again, and you like it's just I don't know, like I never really took it in, but I love that moment because it's just it makes you go like fuck yeah, like
Mhm.
Yeah, but what if they
should
had
be
turned it
devastated with us.
on and after 10 years the first song they hear is Never
Like-
Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley and you get Rick
The
rolled after
ultimate
10
Rickroll.
years?
What's the first song that was played up on this jukebox?
Stop,
imagine-
turn it up.
Imagine if
But
that
what happened-
happened to us, we would die laughing. It'd be the best moment of your life.
Yeah, that
It's
would
actually a
but-
really interesting thought, that, where it's like
Mm.
humanity loses power and everything. iPad
Mm.
kids are gone.
iPad kids are dead.
They're
What are they
gone.
gonna do
They're
when they
just-
can't watch YouTube while watching their
They just have a
films?
freak out and then that's it.
They just
They get
die
swiped
out.
by
That's
the
that.
monkeys
It
or-
wasn't. It wasn't the epidemic that killed off the humans. It
No,
was
yeah.
iPad kids
That's why all their
crashing
kids
out.
That's the more realistic. That's the more realistic one. That's how her daughter died. Yeah, she was just.
Oh my god, she was
She
an
was
iPad
just
just
kid.
sat
looking
like
on
a
her iPad.
crash out for not being able to look at her iPad.
Oh my god,
Oh man.
it'd be the end. Gen Z wiped out.
But it's
Yeah,
another
no.
thing. Like he couldn't look at his photos until his iPad had charged and
no.
the thing. And it just makes you think about your dependency on all this stuff and how little we have.
Gary Oldman is an iPad kid.
Gary
Gary
Oldman
Oldman.
is an iPad kid.
He was
Yeah.
one.
The
I don't care
show.
about these bugs. Get them away from my dam. I need my iPad.
That's well, he did. He got the power back. The first thing he did was plugged his iPad in.
Literally.
He's
Not
an iPad kid.
sponsored.
On foot.
Yeah.
The sound of his iPad charger
Georgie.
was so
Yeah.
like nostalgic, and I don't know
Just
why.
the boop.
Yeah, I haven't had an iPad for a long time, so maybe it's
Mhm.
that, like it just reminds me of like.
I bet that's what he thought when he plugged it in as well. He's just like, oh,
Oh
I miss this.
What you don't see is half a second after he goes on Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
He's crying.
He's still got it
Still in the
downloaded.
App
You know.
Store.
No.
It was
Oh,
there
that
before it
iPad
crashed.
for like 10 grand.
Mm.
You know what would be realistic is if he loaded up his iPad and when he clicked on it said, "You don't have enough storage to view your photos."
Or you
And
need
they
to,
wouldn't
you haven't
load.
got the latest update. Please
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
here and wait for the
Download
update.
the update. Oh, that shouldn't take too long. No connection to internet. No!
No.
Oh, I saved them on the cloud.
Oh, no.
Oh
That
god.
would be very tragic.
Speaking of product placement, the only thing that Jake said while we watched this film, he goes, "Does the destroyed BMW count as product placement?" And I was like, "Yes, it does. Yes,
didn't
that's the
notice
only thing he
BMW.
noticed."
Yeah, even in an apocalypse, a BMW will survive.
He's watching those cars. He don't care.
Yeah. Or BMWs are shit and someone abandoned it the second
Yeah,
they
no
came
one-
in the
Chump
apocalypse. I
car,
don't
yeah,
know.
survive the apocalypse.
Yeah,
tank.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tank.
tank.
Yeah.
Give me a tank.
Yeah, nothing else survived, but the BMW logo is crisp. Someone's been coming in and wiping an ape wipes it every day.
You'll start running again one day. As soon as I can recharge the battery.
Oh man.
Oh, is that dude Carver? That's the only thing he cares about: killing apes and wiping his BMW badge.
Down, yeah.
What would BMW drivers do though? Because there's no one to cut up roundabouts. There's no one on the red lights are running, so they can't go
Yeah.
through them.
They wouldn't have to indicate, so
They wouldn't have to indicate, yeah.
Yeah,
no
a kid.
Paradise.
There's no one, what's the point in not indicating if there's no one there to see you not
But
indicating?
that's the thing
Yeah.
where a little kid grows up, he's never seen a car before, and he goes, "Daddy, what's an indicator?" And he just cries a little tear, and he goes, "I don't know, son." And he goes to wipe his bed.
Son, I have no idea.
You know, the thing as well. Like, imagine if this sort of happened now, and chances are, like, the BMW or the cars, whatever that they had, were electric. They're
Screwed.
fucked again. Like,
Yeah,
like that's another element that they
Arguably
kind of would
less
chill with.
fucked than petrol or diesel.
true.
It's like there's I don't know if you've heard of Alice in Borderlands,
Mhm.
but
Rings a bell.
or like there's like this like power outage that basically destroys anything with a circuit board, and so all of
Wow.
the cars are fucked. And then they end up finding like all of the like really retro cars still work.
Hmm.
So then like all the big gangs end up like stealing all the cars and like hoarding the cars, and that's like their power is that they've got all the
I
cars.
got these
I got,
vintage cars, baby.
Yeah.
They're just shit boxes.
Yeah, but they work, so they're less of shit boxes than
Boxes,
the
yeah.
ones that don't work.
They're still
Yeah.
shit boxes, but at least they're functional shit boxes.
My old little Peugeot 107 would be absolutely tearing it up around there.
Yeah.
Your car would work, Emmy.
No, like
very-
proper vintage. Like
No, but it's very analog. I don't think there's any. I mean, oh no, you do have
I have a radio.
You have a radio. The
Oh,
radio
yeah.
wouldn't work, but everything else. would be
I
fine.
don't think it would be attached, so I don't think it would actually damage the car.
In the apocalypse, someone nicks that anyway. That's like, I'll have the radio.
Yeah, but Thummy, you would be fine in an apocalypse because you live without your phone
Yeah, that's
80% of the time because 80% of the time it needs charging.
That's
So
true.
you would
That's
be
true.
absolutely
I'm
fine.
practicing for the apocalypse. No, but the thing is, I wouldn't be, because that 80% of the time when it's not working, I'm sitting there holding it, hoping that it's going to work. So I'm not
Oh my
practicing any
God.
survival skills during that
No,
time.
I think the apocalypse happens, and then like all the survivors there, it's like, oh, plug your phone in. You enjoy this, and Thomas is there like, no, I've reached enlightenment. Finally.
I do not
Yeah.
need it. I do not need to run back every 20 minutes to charge my phone. I am at peace.
I am at peace.
He does it anyway, just for the
Yeah.
sake of habit.
One thing I was sad about in this film is the fact that Gary Oldman sacrifices himself at the end of the film to blow up the tower, and it does very minimal damage to the tower. I was like, oh, it's all
Yeah.
gonna come
Yeah,
down,
it
and then it
doesn't
kind
really.
of shifts, and you're like, oh damn, oh
It's
no.
gonna kill all the apes.
They're
And
gonna
it's
kill
just
them all,
like, it
and you're-
kills maybe a dozen.
No way. Yeah.
If that.
If
like
that.
I love that when he drops Koba into the thing, I thought he just dropped him. I forgot that he like hits every possible obstacle on the way down,
You know, it's
including something else that falls
He's
down.
alive, isn't it? Where it's just like,
Mm.
oh, he hits everything on the way down. And
I mean, yeah, we saw Caesar fall off a mountain into like, and he survives. They needed to be like, and yeah, they needed to be like, this dude is dead. He ain't coming back. There's
they
no
didn't.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I've just realised if Reese is gone and we need to do the ranking, we're gonna. Who has a whiteboard? Just write all the rankings on.
Or if someone messages Reese,
I was
and
gonna
be
say
like,
out.
what? Yeah, someone message him and be like,
I'll see.
what are the odds of you coming back? And
Can we have your sign in to your letterbox?
give us your letterbox password.
Oh, we can just
And-
write random reviews on films. 5-star review, just the worst films in the world. Spinal Tap, 5 stars. Snow White,
Go
5
onto
stars.
His, Edge of 17 one. Dog shit.
No stars, hated it. Change everything he loves on his precious, precious letterbox. Reese, if you're watching this, we would never do this to you.
No, we love you very much.
We love you very much.
Very much.
Very
That-
much.
Very much.
But did you message him or did you just do something else? Like, okay, right. I was just
That's completely valid because I probably did something else. I did actually message him.
100% would.
I remember us saying you message him and then you picking your phone up, and there is definitely a good chance that you just went on Instagram and then put your phone back down.
I
Oh,
love
look,
that-
Kelly's
I love that
messaged
you know
me.
that. Yeah, I would definitely do that. I do that all the time. The amount of times when Kelly will catch me and go like, "Are you on Instagram?" when it's like I'm supposed to be looking at a train or something, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry." I'm terrible for it.
Oh,
Oh, mother in God.
mother in Christ.
Mother in Christ.
Mother in Christ.
Does anyone have anything else to say about the
Bring
ape
those
film?
monkeys up near Smethwick. They're fucking wiped out, mate.
Come to Smethwick. Ask
Come
for
to
Caesar.
What about it?
Try taking my
I have a
cow.
thing I want to say.
What do you want to say?
There is a shot in this film that I love, and it's when Cobra gets into the tank, and you just follow the tank
Mm-hmm.
from that sort of point as it turns around and goes all the way to the thing. That was beautiful. I just wanted
Yeah.
to put that out there. I loved that. That's it. That's the whole thing. Loved it.
That was
Gorgeous
good.
film.
Fucking beautiful.
Fucking beautiful.
I do have
This
a thing as
film
well.
is gorgeous.
They use that. So very early in the film, when he shoots when that first group shoot that monkey, right? They shoot the ape that they come across,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of like cuts to like all these different like locations. Like it's that very like shot heard around the world thing.
Yeah.
I'm a bit annoyed because they do it twice. Because they do it a second time when Caesar was shot.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that they only did it the once because it would have been more effective.
100%.
I can see
Yeah.
why they did it twice, because the first time it was like, shit, there's people here. We don't use guns. No one uses guns. That means there's people.
Yeah.
And the second time,
True.
they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it must be
It
people
could
again.
only be
When it
people.
was the people and not those.
Interesting.
I do like it's kind of stupid and kind of that Maurice only speaks once
Yeah.
when he
Oh.
says run. I'm like,
Yeah.
you've been capable of speech this whole time, and my guy's just like, I want to be silent. I
He's
can't
like-
be asked to speak to any of you.
Guns.
Guns?
These little guns.
But I think that's it. I think only few of them can speak at this point
But
in time.
the Bright Eyes can speak because he says a few words.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
I can't think. I don't know if anyone
Cobra speaks, Caesar speaks.
Cobra speaks, but that makes sense because could he
Yeah.
speak in the first one? I think he says
I can't remember if he could, but
Well, he was given the gas, wasn't he?
he was
So
given more of the serum than anyone
Mm.
else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I always take it as Caesar is more intelligent and like
Yeah.
he's always the sort of the leader and been like he's the first to get this, and I guess maybe that's because he was born with stuff, and then
Yeah.
maybe that's like did Caesar? Do you think did he take in that gas as well when they gave the gas when he chucked
Yeah. I think he
He's
also
like super duper.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what like he was smart to begin with, and then he
Good
gets the
expert,
gas
yeah.
and it kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
triples
Bumps him
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he'd be on a level with everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, Emmy, obviously, last time you said that you didn't want the apes to talk. You didn't want the apes to do it. How did you feel about just everything?
Okay. The talking was fine because
Mhm.
it wasn't everyone. It wasn't like full.
Yeah.
It wasn't like. It was like clearly that the ones that had developed speech could speak a few words. And that was fine.
Yeah.
Didn't mind that at all. The first scene where they were like hunting, I thought that was really good. I thought that was really cool because it felt like primal. It felt like
Yeah.
they were still
They're
like.
developing, yeah.
And then they were on horses with machine guns.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
That's what we
Where the
want.
hell did they get horses from?
I wrote that note. Where did they get such pristine
Oh, yeah.
horses from?
It's
Yeah.
like there's no other animals other than the bear and the deer that they killed.
Yeah.
Where the hell did they just
Yeah.
get buzzed?
Where are the birds? I don't remember seeing any birds in this.
Yeah.
That's the important question. Where
Oh
are
shit,
birds?
you're actually asking. Sorry, I thought you said.
Yeah.
You misheard me. Sorry.
No. No, it just made me think when you said about all the different animals. Like, where are all the bears? And
There's
we saw a couple of fish. They go fishing, but no bears. No, not bears.
birds.
Birds. Oh,
How
Jesus Christ.
many bears do you see in everyday life?
You know what? There wasn't more than one bear in Planet of the Apes, and I feel misled. So
I wanted bears in my ape film.
yeah, why aren't they here?
Where are my bears?
Mm-hmm. They're
Well,
dead.
they're dead. Oh god. Yeah, I loved how primal they all were. I love the sort of showing the like starting again and how they've developed into like full hunters. I love just all that. It's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
just awesome.
100%. It was very good.
So good. Such a good time.
Good movie.
I very like it.
A very
Yeah, I
light
did.
movie.
So I have to admit, I have now watched all 3 films. I watched one in advance because me and Jake were in Prague and we wanted to watch them together.
Oh, okay.
So I have watched them all now. And for the series as a whole, I like this series a lot more than I thought I would, because I thought it would be very much action for the sake of action, like kind of film, which I don't really like.
Yeah.
Like fucking Michael Bay films are just the worst films in existence, and I just think if we ever got them,
Wow.
then I just don't. I just think it's just the worst thing in the entire world. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I like.
Sorry.
Newcastle just scored, by the way.
There you go.
We all saw that. You cannot hide it. But yeah, I like this trilogy more than I thought it was, because it's more like this is an ape. This is a film about apes. It's not just a film about.
This is an ape.
Yeah, but the thing is, I thought it would be like, oh my god, the apes are rising up, and here now let's focus just on the humans and how they react to this and how they shoot all the apes.
Also, funnily enough, the worst part of the Transformers films is when they just focus on shitty human characters and you want to see
when the
big
humans
robot go
fucking
boom
off,
boom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just get rid of all humans in all films, and we're golden. We're so good.
We're all good.
That's good.
I've seen what Reese says about ranking.
I've got his letterboxd up. He's nice enough to add the film at the bottom. So
That's cool.
We're ready to go. Ready to go.
Maybe he'll give
but
us
that's the thing.
But how do
like,
we get his influence though?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because if there's a tie, then it's a tie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, because it's not like he can say I'd put it before this, because
unless we just let him know when the tie comes in. If you get to the hour and stop, and then we rank when I'm back, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we can have things to say.
Okay.
We kind of run out.
I can just superimpose the end of this.
Yeah. We just pretend like nothing's happened. I will shave my hair off to the end of this thing.
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go change my top. That's pretty funny.
Let's all wear completely different outfits.
Fuck your continuity.
Right. I'm gonna have an outfit prepared. Right. I'm good. Oh, we're gonna have to, obviously we cut it, so we wanted to make sure that there's no issues with continuity or anything when we stitch it together. So we just made sure we had the exact same outfits on the whole time.
Is that an Avengers hat?
It is. I found it the other day cleaning out my wardrobe. Look at that.
Do you reckon Farmer was sat there watching a 5-hour live stream the other day? It was just a little event.
Let's go!
Oh my god, yeah!
You guys don't know, but
I'm
I'm testing this look out because it's how I want to dress, so I'm just making sure.
It looks so good.
This is
it's a real good look.
I'll turn up to every review like this now. This was my work.
I cannot believe he's done that.
Just so it looks consistent, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, the call-ins in 10 minutes. I do apologise.
No, it's fine.
Don't worry about it.
We've got loads of time.
We talked.
Yeah,
loads of time.
Do you have any closing arguments?
Anything
Reese?
you want to say?
I think all of us have said our piece.
Yeah, or clothes you want to change into.
I'll change out the clothes if you want to.
Hey.
We're gonna have to get a Patreon for that. People need to pay extra to see that.
Yeah.
Members only channel.
Pretty fun.
OnlyFans channel.
Lauren, you act like I don't give it away for free. You know what I mean? But we can start
Come on,
charging. We can
Fruit
start charging. Fun arguments for me. Yeah, love this film. I don't know what you spoke about. So love this film.
what have
Coda's
we
great.
spoken about?
Andy Serkis as Caesar was just
I know.
Or
I know.
his
so good.
a bit that I forgot to mention was when like Cobra and everyone's arguing and he just kind of stands up and does that and everyone goes silent. I was like, oh, he just
I
rolled a
did
nat
write-
20 on intimidation. He
I
is.
did write a note saying the difference between Gary Oldman trying to shut the people up and they were shouting, and literally the next scene when Caesar does it,
Yeah.
he just
Mhm.
Yeah,
he's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
please stop.
We mostly just went on a massive tangent about how iPad kids would be the first to go in this kind of
Yeah, and Gary
how-
Oldman's an iPad kid as
and
well.
how,
Does that include the iPhone faces from
iPhone
Holdovers?
faces from the holdovers. That's a throwback.
Mm.
We also
yeah,
said
throwback,
that
throwback.
if the song, the mood would have been very different if the song that played eventually at the gas station would have been "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley. Completely would have changed the mood. That's about it, really. That's all we
Imagine waiting
talked
10
about.
years to hear a song and being rickrolled. That's just brilliant. It's just so good.
You can find out what I'm
Um,
about by watching the whole episode.
which I will do. I will do. What else am I gonna say? Maurice is the best. Love
Yep.
Maurice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said
Yeah.
my Reese. I thought you were just. I was
Oh,
like,
Maurice, he's the
uh,
best.
Maurice.
that's what we were
Our
talking
Reese.
about. That's what
Oh,
we
I
were
love
talking-
our East side.
Our Reese, I
Our
do.
Reese,
Our Reese.
right, she's grand.
No,
Um,
our Reese. Oh, okay.
I like the relationship between Malcolm and Caesar. I just think it's
Yeah.
mutual respect. And did we talk about going back to Will's house?
Yeah, yeah, we did.
Will didn't actually like going back to Will's house.
I don't like that scene.
Yeah, we did.
Why?
He's a weirdo.
Because I don't know, it feels like for the next film along, it's just kind of pointless. It's like, oh yeah, we were only just here.
Yeah, but it's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years. Did you see the contagion thing on Will's door?
No.
Yeah.
Like he was
No.
one of the,
What
he
did
was
that
one of the
say?
he was one of the basically just the house was contaminated. Don't
He
go
was
in.
one of the first to go.
First to
I
go.
think
He was one of the
they wrote
first
this
to
down.
go.
That's
Yeah.
so sad.
Wow.
No, but I love just showing Caesar as like humans can be good. Do you know what I mean? You can see the good in
Yeah, I mean, I
humans
get it's like point, but I don't know. It feels like it's a bit too early to be properly affected, you know, just for the audience's sake.
Hold on, we're 2/3 in. How is it?
Because it should have saved
Because
it for like the final act and been like, yeah, but not just the final act of this film.
Of the third film, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But like I said, I think for me it works. I felt like in world it had been a long time, but I get, especially when we've also. I mean, I know we've seen them before, but especially like one after the other like this, you don't feel the impact in that way at all. You don't have the like, oh my god, wow, as such as you might do. But yeah.
So I just realised we have 5 minutes.
Let's get ranking, baby.
Let's rank this bitch on the
Let's
same
rank off.
day. On the same day, we'll rank
So
them.
I'll put it at the bottom for now. Still two. Let's just go from the top. Better than Superbad. AI. Yeah, better than The Holiday.
Yep.
Yeah, go on then.
Where from one from memory. Love that. Better than Edge 17.
Yeah.
Better than Booksmart.
Mm-hmm.
Better than Rise of the
Rise.
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Better than Klaus. Still on 5-5. Better than The Goonies.
Yeah.
Holdovers. Oh,
Oh.
Lauren's wavering.
That had me wavering as well.
Better than Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
We're still on 3.
Ooh.
Better than
Jeez.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And that's where it goes.
That's
Number
where he's
4.
I'm happy
Well,
with that.
Number
Yeah.
one.
So Eternal Sunshine is first. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
I like that sunshine.
So the new ranking: Iron Claw, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Eternal Sunshine, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Nice.
And again, there
That's-
before the ad, and I failed again.
Ah, no.
There we go.
That's fair.
Because you can't see it.
Wait,
but
what
my
is that?
Google
Meet
Meet
the
always
Reese
is equal.
Moggs? What is that?
Meet Reese
Is that
Moggs.
real?
Let's go. Let's watch that
Please.
next.
No way. I'm clicking on it.
Please tell me that's real.
Well, it's only to Discovery Plus, so I'm guessing it is.
Jesus
Wanker.
Christ.
Wanker.
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 Don't need to watch it. They're all wankers. He won't generate trust. in fact, is what you could say.
Oh, look at the
I'm
line!
happy.
Look at the lineup
happy
of
with that.
that.
No,
That's,
that's
that's
Oh, well, now we
Oh,
have
that
to rank.
poster is so good. By the
Now
way,
we have to rank
Go on.
War Apes dead last.
yeah. We have to. That's where it has to go now, so that it lines up perfectly.
yeah.
Although, hang on, it won't because unless we do literally put it dead last.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and then it'll
and keep it dead last, and keep those other.
Reminded me from Rise. Did we recognise Cornelia?
that's the
There's another
thing.
one back.
Like,
No.
it says in the subtitles at one point Cornelia Size or something, and I was like, did they
I don't
say
remember.
her
His-
name at any
They
point?
never said
It's
her
just
name.
his baby mama, you know what I mean? Played by Judy Greer, but she
But
doesn't
what?
do anything. She
What?
doesn't
What?
do anything. Judy Greer is
I
Cornelia.
thought it was bad enough that they didn't say her name at all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure throughout the
Yeah.
entire film.
Yeah.
But to
That's
know that she
blowing my mind.
And
I
then
had-
we've got 3 minutes left. New section on this. Well, we didn't. Did we say if you fell asleep? Did you fall asleep
I
during
did
this?
not fall asleep.
And
I
did it pass the Bechdel test?
no, it
You
did
know?
not. Again,
No,
it
fair.
had a woman.
It had,
That's fair.
yeah,
Yeah,
it had
a
one
w-
named
a woman
woman. Cornelia was
who
named.
healed, as all women do.
I have healed
healed.
you.
And
No,
she gave,
no,
and
she
the other
worked-
one gave birth.
She
Yeah.
worked at the
Women's
CDC. She worked at the CDC, but also has a hobby of operating on apes.
But like
Mm.
the second woman being Cornelia didn't even get named.
That's
We just-
blowing my
Yeah.
mind that that's Cornelia from the first film. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I
That's
only knew
good.
it because it said in the subtitles at one point, like, she sighs or she does this. And you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't.
surely
I didn't-
that's an
Yeah.
important thing to, say once.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe she still
She
wears
died.
a circus outfit or something, or has the little. No, she wasn't circus. She had the little toy, didn't she?
Yeah.
You know, let her give the toy to the kid. They went back for the toy. See,
With that costume really reminds me of like one of those dudes on the internet that like fake go hype over everything. You know?
Ooh.
this announcement's been going on for 5 hours. Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be in this one, bro.
I am Caesar.
Caesar's in this film. Oh my god.
Caesar lives.
Just
Oh
together
my...
strong. Tagline. Yeah. There you go.
Is the
Oh.
tagline "Ape Together Strong"?
I don't
Oh, yeah.
know.
That's my tagline.
It should be like slightly
Do you know
different.
what?
on each
That
one,
is-
like, it's
that-
a question
I'm
mark
not-
on one of them.
I'm so with you. That is a real good poster. Like real good.
It's such a good poster. Isn't it? The first
While
one's
we got
too Matt
2
Damon-y.
minutes,
This one's better.
the Blu-ray cover as well. Just because I'm being.
We
a
gotta
nerd.
You
do
got-
our spin.
The fucking blue.
was
That
nice,
is sick.
thank
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's so
Sick,
good.
that's better
What
than
a sick ass poster that
Such
is.
a good poster.
that's
Yeah.
better than the.
We
Big
don't need to
big one.
spin, babe, because it's.
Oh no,
the-
there's no spin.
No
Shit.
spin.
Yeah,
No spin.
I said that in the message.
So we're on.
No spin.
Do the spin.
We don't have time. We don't have time.
Can we
Spin
just
up,
do
like-
another? Can we do another spin after just for us though?
We'll do a
Just for
spin
us.
after just for us.
We gotta.
And our members
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Patreon.
Scratch.
It's on
Yeah.
Join us for a private show straight after, where we're gonna spin the wheel a bunch of times.
And I'm gonna take my clothes off.
And I may take off
Reese
the
gets his shirt off. We do another couple of spins. Do a
It's what the
Q&A,
people want.
But that's it. That's the end.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the end.
And-
of
End of Lionheart
Lionheart
Films.
Lionheart Films.
Sorry, I
Number
wasn't
4.
here.
Number 4.
No, number 4. Love it.
Number 4. We're getting